Hey guys, good evening. Calling from Sydney, logging in and just started looking at the markets towards the end of the day. I was in office and most of last 2 weeks I was in India. Didn't do much trading. Looking and taking some setups. You can see a lot of VWAPs and CVWAPs here. So no, it's too much of confusion. What I've seen here is today's market open today, and this is the CPR for today. You see a broad CPR, unlike last week where it was a very close space CPR, which meant the whole week was trending. You could see that that's what happened. See, this is a very close CPR, and you could see the market just trended. It went down a bit, and then it just shot up, and it was trending throughout most of the week. We are expecting probably a bit of a sideways market, and today was mostly sideways. I wanted to just see how I traded and what I traded and what I did not. Today it was mostly sideways. So there were two dynamic trend lines. There was one from the top, from the previous week high, and there was this bottom trend line which I had drawn. And early part of the day, when I started, I took this call and till it went to the day high. So I used just the indicator to give me direction on where the market is heading. So it was a bit of a risky move, given that the VWAP, it was below the VWAP, but kind of it was just starting the move. So I stuck with it and exited at the top because I knew it was not a breakout scenario because it was almost 10:30. Usually market tends to move sideways till 11:30, 12. So that's exactly what happened. So it went sideways then between 10 o'clock and around 11:40. So usually I've seen big moves only after pearl, but today it started at 11:40. See this big candle? There was one big candle. Let me move this. This is on 1 minute so that you can clearly see. There was a massive move, um, massive move at 11:37, and that was a good volume as well. And took that shot and I exited here when the market reversed. So this hit the upper length. So this TC. So you can see the weekly TC, right? So it exited at weekly TC, which is pretty much like a support acted like a support point, and then started forming lower high, lower lows, and again the market went back, stayed near. It kind of went near the old trend line, near the VWAP, stood there, hovered around for the rest of the day around till 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and then at 2 o'clock again did a one move, another down move, which it typically does. But it was it found support at yesterday's day low. I think this must have been last week's day low, Friday's day low. So it went there, took support, and then went back again. Again, went did another move, which is your typical 3 o'clock move, 257. It went down again. Now it's hovering around the CPR. So it kind of struggling to break CPR and move to lower. This is a good support level. We'll see what happens on tomorrow morning. Um, so that's been the behavior. So I had two trades. One, the move up and the move when it broke the trend line. So it was a good move. I had sold the not the sold. I bought today. I did option buying today because it's still Monday morning. So I did option buying in the morning at so at 61 46 100 call, or is it 46 200 call, which moved, did some points. Here it struggled a bit. Initially, it went down and went up and went down and went up, and it was a bit irritating. But once it took support at VWAP, just pushed on. And, so now, what happened? That's an old alert from last week. So this one was again a put buy. I did not do selling. I'll probably do some selling from tomorrow, but today it was again buying. It kind of moved very well. Made 40 points here and made 20 points here. So 40 plus 20, around 60 points. after brokerages. It was pretty decent move today. But I didn't take very large lots. I usually trade very small volumes. Reason being, it's sideways move mostly, and I wanted to avoid massive positions while doing option buying. Mm, what happened to the rest? L&T, which is another stock I typically trade. It had a massive move today. It went up and went down. Look at this move. Oh my god. It's swinging high and swinging low. Around 30-point moves both sides. It gapped up, moved sideways, then moved down. This is a massive move down. Back to 2585. And then again went back. So it's an interesting move with the L&T. It seems to be trading a bit violently after we did that last week's gap up about 2500. I think market really is doing good with L&T. So I remember seeing, I was trading with my sister in India, and I had a 25, is that 2500 call? If I remember it right, I think, or is it 2480 call? I don't remember. It was at 37. And when I saw it today morning, it was 105. It's a massive 7, almost 60 move, 64-point move on an option premium. And if you had like 3 or 4, you would have been done for the month. But this was a there's a massive move in L&T. It's volatile, which is good. Volatility is good. If you're an option buyer, you should probably you'll do well if you catch the trend early and try and take a retest, particularly the super trend. Simple indicators will work. Take a super trend. Don't trade the reversal, but wait for the test. And once it finds support, it starts moving up. And I use always this HA Hikinashi to see whether it keeps up with the trend, and you could keep moving the stop loss below it, and once it breaks the stop loss, exit the position as well as that. You could ride a very decent trend move from here to here, for instance. This would have been certainly a 6 to 7 point move easily on that if there was an ATM buy here, 2580 call on LNT. Mhm. So that's it for today. I've been testing some new test setups, and that's what you're seeing on screen. So I've been testing more on VWAP, Supertrend, and seeing how I can reduce my workload by trying not to think too much. Otherwise, it becomes too much of an price action analysis. I just don't have time when I'm actually working and trying to do these things in parallel. Uh, But anyway, that's all for today. Hope you had a good trading day. Let's catch up tomorrow and see what happens. And once the day closes, let's do an analysis and see what happens to the markets. One more thing before I close is I've been testing another setup with camera pivots. So basically, I use camera pivots intraday. Though here you could see this. I have gone with the original setup, which is using weekly pivots. Camera pivots also give you very good confirmation and move. Let me close all this. Close this, and I'll show you how camera pivots work. Look at this. You can see markets typically behaving well with camera. But today, probably say when you're trading, you could always use that as another point of resistance and support analysis in your analysis, along with your weekly resistance pivot points. So probably what you need to do is have two windows open, so you can look for reversals around support levels and resistance. And look at this. This is a perfect resistance caught at R1. Is it R1, R2? In this case, this would be R2. This is H3, H4. This is actually H3, H4. I've closed H1, H2. Probably it must be somewhere here. Let's switch it off. Usually I have H3, H4. No, it doesn't have H1, H2. That's alright. So today's pivot. And today's camera. Okay, that's what I have. So This probably would have been an H1, H2 position somewhere, and I don't have it here in this particular indicator, but this is H3, H4, and H5, and this is L4, L5, L3, L4, L5, right? This is L3, this is L4, and L5, and this is the mid-level pivot. So you can see market was sideways. You can see the spacing in the pivot. Now, Camarilla can also give you a view where, so look at this last week's Camarilla. This is last, I think, last day's, yesterday, Friday's Camarilla. Look at the close spacing, and then there was a massive move. Look at this. This is close spaced, and then it started low above. I think this must have been last week. This must have been H3 maybe. Or maybe this is H5 because this is the last red line. This is H5. Yeah. It moved above H5 and then continued going up most of Friday. So you can take this view. So today it continued to remain high above last week's high. It took support at last week's high actually. Yeah, that's what happened. So previous week high was not there in this indicator. So that's what would have happened. This is somewhere on the previous week high. I think it tried to cover the gap. This was the gap because it did the gap. It went, tested the gap today, and then it moved up. Yeah, that's what happened. Okay, this is the gap move. It covered the gap, then went back. Simple price action. You don't need a lot of indicators. I tend to use because during office hours, you want to see the triggers. I just place the trigger on the indicator and see when the buy comes, and I know if it's typically around a particular time zone between 11:50 and 12. There's always a massive move, so you just go with it. That's what happened here. All right. Just wanted to share with you what I noticed today, and tomorrow is another trading day, and hope you guys have a good run. Have a good day.